I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When you use Uber or Lyft, you're taking a gamble. You have no idea who that driver is. Were they paying attention to their phone and not the road? Injured in an Uber or Lyft accident, you could have a big case. Morgan & Morgan.
Kibbles and Bits. Tasty, crunchy kibbles and tender, meaty bits. Give your dog complete nutrition and bowlfuls of joy. That's more taste and tail wags. More fetches and smiles.
Kibbles and Bits. In Bits and Bits.
10 News in High Definition is sponsored by Premier Family of Dealerships. 10 News on WBIR starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Robin Wilhoit. It is a sad day here at WBIR and across East Tennessee. Our anchor emeritus, Bill Williams, has died. He was 91 years old. Bill anchored countless newscasts over nearly 3 decades here at WBIR. He pioneered the series Monday's Child, helping more than 1,000 children find families. His reports on poverty in rural Appalachia inspired the Mission of Hope. That organization to this day continues to bring Christmas gifts, school supplies, and so much more to thousands of children each and every year. In retirement, he devoted his time to his beloved children and his grandchildren, and he played the piano nearly every day, and he taught others how to play instruments. His legacy lives on all across East Tennessee and right here at Channel 10. You know, our street, just right here where the station is, Bill Williams Avenue, it bears his name. He remained a mentor and a friend to countless journalists, including myself. I was so fortunate to have the opportunity to sit next to him and to learn from him for so many years, not only the art of journalism, but the art of life. In short, he was a force of nature. We love him, and we will miss him so, so very much. Shay.
Thank you, Robin. And of course, we'll continue to celebrate Bill and his legacy all day long on WBIR. We will revisit some of his iconic stories tonight at 4, 5, and 6 o'clock. You can read about his life on WBIR.com right now and watch some of his newscasts on WBIR Plus. Well, let's take a live look over downtown Knoxville, where things are supposed to stay warm, sunny, and humid. Let's turn it over to meteorologist Rebecca Sweet. Rebecca, obviously a very tough day here.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you so much, Shay. Good afternoon, everybody. We're going to continue to talk more about some sunshine in place as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. It's going to be a hot one, folks, with temperatures getting back into the 90s. Here's a glimpse again over downtown, where we are looking at temperatures currently sitting into the 80s. Feels like 91 already. Temperatures today going to continue to heat up quickly with our feels like temperatures potentially getting into the upper 90s and near the triple digits. Satellite radar is picking up on some spotty showers, primarily into the higher elevations of North Carolina. We'll see if we can get some of those spotty showers pushing their way into the Central Valley, but it does look like we're going to be seeing most of this precipitation right along at the highest elevations of the Smokies. Temperatures continue to start off into the 80s as we go throughout the rest of the afternoon. Most of us continuing to see temperatures a few degrees warmer than where we were at this time yesterday. We'll look at temperatures into the 90s as we go throughout the rest of the day. Some good news, though, I will say, folks, if you're not a fan of these hot temperatures, thankfully, we do have a little bit of a cooling trend that we will see by the time we get to the end of the work week. I'll break down your future cast and have more on these rain chances coming up. Shay.
All right. Thanks, Becca. Well, a Blount County principal is suspended after allegations of criminal conduct. Stan Painter is the Friendsville Elementary principal and has been since 2010. He was suspended just 2 weeks after school started. The sheriff's office opened an investigation into Painter last Friday in connection to allegations of criminal conduct during the 2023-2024 school year. Joseph Dalton, a teacher accused of inappropriately touching students during this same time period, was working at this same school, but it's unclear right now if the two cases are connected. Sheriff James Brong says any other information will be released once their investigation is finished. Jennifer Moore will step in as interim principal today. She has more than 30 years of education experience. And we're working to see if charges have been filed after a Knoxville student was arrested for having a gun on campus. Police say officers found the gun after the student was searched at Central High School yesterday morning. That gun was reported stolen in Knox County. A Knoxville Police School resource officer and a Knox County school security officer helped in this arrest. The school was temporarily placed on lockdown. Well, leaders of an East Tennessee school district have added new measures they say will improve safety for both students and staff. Andrew McClung shows us the security features now in place in Claiborne County schools.
When visitors walk into Claiborne County schools this year, they'll notice new security changes, but these security changes go beyond the front door and into the classrooms for students and staff.
We really came together and found what kind of solutions would work best to protect our kids every day.
Claiborne County Assistant Schools Director Megan England says district leaders continue to make safety a top priority.
And that's really where the Centegics came in.
Centegics is a new badge system now in all schools. The badges allow staff to press for incidents from a medical emergency to locking the school down.
This last week, a child had a medical emergency. The teacher can push the button so many times and it automatically sends out an alert to all of admin and gets them there so they can help the student or the adult if they're having a medical emergency.
School Director of Safety Whitney Bowling says visitors will also have the badges. After your ID is ran with a background check, visitors will be issued a badge that can track their movements in the school.
We'll be able to see where they go, and if they go outside of that area, it's going to alert the principal or SRO.
Claiborne County School Resource Officer Keith Cox says the new system cuts down response time from minutes to seconds.
We've actually used it already, other than going through radios and telephones to try to get somebody to the event. We was there in seconds.
Well, I have 4 kids, and they're in the school system, so I can rest that I know that my kids have more layers of safety, and I know as a parent that makes me feel good, but then also as a teacher, because if I need something, I can push that button. So it's just made a huge impact.
In Claiborne County, I'm Andrew McClung.
Bowling says all staff have been trained on the new system. The price tag for the first year was about $180,000, including installation. Going forward, leaders expect it to cost around $90,000 per year. Well, let's take a break from the headlines and get to another check of the forecast with meteorologist Rebecca Sweet.
Thank you so much, Shay. We're giving you a glimpse across Douglas Lake as we go throughout the start of the afternoon. You can see a few clouds building up into the higher elevations. This is the area in particular where we could be seeing a few more isolated showers. Most of the precipitation that we're going to be watching today will be staying up into the higher elevations. Futurecast models showing just that. Really not picking up on much coverage for today. That's why I have just a 20% chance for rain, but we'll see if we can get some of those spotty showers driven by daytime heating. We go into your Wednesday. Rain chances tomorrow look to be a little bit more widespread with an upcoming cold front. This is going to be the first of 2 cold fronts that we'll see this week. This one brings in a slightly better chance for rain. The other one helps to usher in some cooler air. Highs today going to be topping off into the 90s. Heat index values have the potential of getting into the triple digits. It's going to be a very hot day across East Tennessee. We'll continue to highlight your extended forecast as we go throughout the rest of the week with some cooler weather as we head into the weekend. Shay.
All right. Thanks, Becca. Well, a proposed $20 million youth development facility in Knoxville is up in the air right now. City Council members are set to discuss the project tonight. Emerald Youth Foundations says they want to bring a facility similar to the one they operate in Lonsdale to Chilhowie Park in East Knoxville. The facility would have sports fields, career and community centers, classrooms, and more. The city began looking for contractors to bid on developing a plot of vacant land at Chilhowie. Emerald says they've wanted to bring a facility to East Knoxville since the opening of the complex in Lonsdale. The foundation says they created an engagement team to hear from people in the community. They say they've heard from more than 500 people, but of course want to hear from even more.
We got a lot of things that will sustain this community, both for children, both for families, both for businesses, both for neighborhoods. So we are encouraging everybody to get behind all these projects and find out more about them, see how they can be engaged in them, ask questions.
But some neighbors say this piece of public property never felt open to them in the first place. Before any kind of structure is built, those living nearby say they would like to see gates come down, some walking or bike paths, or even just an open space.
That's what you hear from people, that they have no confidence in the level of leadership, and those decisions are continuing to be made that say, my opinion and voice is not valued or matter.
Another concern is the price tag for this project. Under the current resolution, the land would go for less than $1 million. This is why some neighbors are asking city leaders to postpone voting so there can be more discussion. Knoxville City Council is expected to hear thoughts on the project tonight at 6 o'clock. And the City Council will also discuss whether Muse Knoxville will expand into the Jacob Building. The Children's Science Museum has been in its current location since the 1970s. With more than 100,000 visitors a year, it often has to waitlist visitors due to capacity concerns. Entrepreneur and philanthropist Jim Clayton plans to help fund the expansion, giving $25 million to this project. City Council members must approve the lease agreement before the project can move forward. The Clayton family says once the expansion is approved, they will revert a site of a proposed $100 million science center back to the city. And a new program in Knox County will help move veterans off the streets and into a warm home. Operation Heroes Hill will create 20 tiny homes for veterans. The program will also connect them with critical services. Knox County Schools' career and technical education students will help build those homes. Mayor Glenn Jacobs first introduced the initiative back in May as part of his budget plan.
And I'm thrilled to announce a new project to build a tiny home village for homeless veterans. Most importantly, there is no property tax increase in this budget.
County officials say a community center on site will include a computer lab, laundry facility, and a meeting space. Well, 3 energy heavy hitters are teaming up, including a Tennessee group. Up next, how the Tennessee Valley Authority is working with Google and a company called Kairos. That's next. Plus, one bridge is officially coming down after Hurricane Helene heavily damaged it. In just about 7 minutes, what crews want to put in place of the Lake Lure Flowering Bridge. Then new tonight on 10 News at 5, the future of Chilhowie Park could be decided by the City Council. Tonight, we take you there live as city leaders weigh a plan that has neighbors pretty divided.
Between Molly leaving and Mom's osteoporosis, I thought life was gonna slow down. Boy, was I wrong.
If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and are at high risk for fracture, Evenity can help you rapidly build new bone in just 12 months. Evenity is the only bone builder that also helps slow bone loss, and it's proven to significantly reduce spine fracture risk.
She said the Evenity she's taking builds new bone. Builds new bone! So yeah, we still bike, babysit, and brunch with the ladies.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness, or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Ask your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals who deserve our respect and kindness. You can make a difference today. Please go to PETA.org today and make a gift. Your kindness will change their whole world.
Out on the range, freshness is hard to come by. Whether you're riding, wrangling, or just chilling by the fire, keep your liquids lassoed with the Liquid Lasso. Airtight and leak-proof performance that keeps bottles sealed, safe, and ready when you return to camp. Scan the code and tip your hat to the finest bottle wranglers in the West.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful start to your Tuesday. It is definitely a warm one across the region as we're forecasting temperatures to stay into the 90s today. 90s will stick around tomorrow, and then 80s will be back into the forecast by the end of the week. We're watching the potential for a few more scattered showers, which I know a lot of us are probably looking forward to. A little bit of a variety in the forecast. Nice to see some rain, but also hopefully going to provide some relief from the heat. We have heat advisories and extreme heat warnings that are in place to our west, and you can clearly see why as we have temperatures today that will be topping off into the triple digits. A few showers and thunderstorms popping up into right along the North Carolina and Georgia border. Most of this activity is out of our viewing area, but it's close, and we may see a few spotty showers and thunderstorms try to push into the higher elevations. We'll hold on to the chance for a few more scattered showers and thunderstorms perhaps as we go throughout the afternoon, but I'd say a better potential for rain will move into the region as we go into your Wednesday and into your Thursday. And while I know people are going to be watching our local rain showers, of course, a lot of people are going to be monitoring the impacts of Hurricane Erin on the Outer Banks of North Carolina. This is where we do have those mandatory evacuations in place. You notice it just kind of gets right by the coastline and then it pushes its way back out into the Atlantic. We'll look at temperatures staying into the 90s today, 90s tomorrow, 80s by the end of the week with a few more opportunities for some rain. We'll have more on Hurricane Erin and where it's located coming up in just a little bit. Shay.
Thanks, Becca. Well, three heavy hitters in the energy world are teaming up to meet a growing demand. The Tennessee Valley Authority, Google, and California-based Kairos Power announced a collaboration. TVA will eventually buy nuclear power from the Kairos plant in Oak Ridge, which will supply energy to TVA's power grid. Now, that grid powers Google data centers in both Tennessee and in Alabama. 10 News reporter Ellis Rold spoke with leaders about the deal and what the investment means for East Tennessee.
A novel partnership created to meet a growing demand for energy.
This is truly American energy. You have public-private partnerships coming together to create a solution that everybody benefits from.
The Tennessee Valley Authority, Google, and California-based Kairos Power are teaming up.
The set of agreements really is a novel commercial partnership that allows for innovation to proceed more quickly in the region.
It all starts with Kairos Power's nuclear plant in Oak Ridge.
Kairos Power is the developer of the technology. Will also be the owner and operator of the Hermes 2 demonstration plant.
They'll sell the power to TVA at a competitive rate. That energy will go into TVA's grid, which Google will use to power data centers in Tennessee and Alabama. Leaders say it's part of Google's clean energy efforts.
That will help offset their carbon output and help them meet their sustainability goals.
All at no cost for ratepayers.
Under this agreement, TVA does not share in any development costs or risks, and that ensures that ratepayers do not subsidize this project.
The project supports a growing demand for energy.
There's projections for increased demand for data centers from Google and other companies who are trying to figure out where they can put their infrastructure.
Kairos says it's the first step towards more investment in East Tennessee.
Now, a spokesperson for Google says they need to grow smart energy sources to be able to power the future. Leaders say this collaboration supports the digital economy with carbon-free energy. Well, today, North Carolina crews will continue demolition on a historic bridge that was destroyed by Hurricane Helene nearly 1 year ago. The Flowering Bridge in Lake Lure showed off more than 2,000 species of plants and was known as a gateway to somewhere beautiful. Peyton Furtado shows us why the connection between Chimney Rock and Lake Lure could not be saved.
The Flowering Bridge has been a staple and symbol of Lake Lure for more than 2 decades. The pedestrian bridge featured beautiful blooms and thriving plant life, bricks laid with love and for loved ones. After Hurricane Helene's punishing floodwaters washed much of it away, it's being demolished.
I still feel a little bit of shock about it. You know, it is very sad. She was a beautiful bridge, and she was the inspiration for everything that we've done. And it's really hard to see her go, but we're all resolved in taking that inspiration that she gave us and going forward with new gardens.
We're told the bridge held back a nearly 30-foot high wall of debris after the Broad River washed away whole livelihoods in Chimney Rock. Without this bridge, Lake Lure and the homes around it could have been much worse off.
The bridge's website says that crews will make sure the area is still beautiful and worth a visit, even if the original bridge is not there any longer. Evacuations will resume this morning for parts of North Carolina as Hurricane Erin continues its path near the east coast. Mandatory evacuations were issued for several unincorporated villages in the Outer Banks this weekend. Officials say people living off Hatteras had to evacuate around 8 o'clock this morning. While the storm is not expected to reach U.S. soil, officials at the National Weather Service say it could cause strong storm surges, and tides along the east coast will rise. Well, let's get another check of the forecast with meteorologist Rebecca Sweet. And Rebecca, we could see some rain this weekend.
We're going to be watching some scattered showers and thunderstorms as we head throughout the next couple of days. Not coming from what's happening right now with Hurricane Erin, but Hurricane Erin is going to be making its way closer to the United States. At this moment, it has actually weakened down to a Category 2 hurricane, but there still is the potential. We'll see if it can re-strengthen. This morning, the National Hurricane Center did have it re-strengthening up to a Category 3, but it does show right now that it will likely remain a Category 2 hurricane, where we are looking at wind gusts up to 105 miles per hour. Still going to be a very impactful storm as it just kind of goes right close to the coastline of the Carolinas, with those outer bands creating some coastal concerns for flooding. Rip currents going to be a major concern, and also looking at the chance for again, some of those larger breaking waves that could cause some issues along the coastline. We're watching 2 other areas of development from the National Hurricane Center. The one, orange blob, has a 60% chance of development within the next 7 days. The yellow blob that we have on our right has a 30% chance of development within the next 7 days. Just know, folks, that we are getting closer and closer to the peak of our hurricane season, which is September 10th. So things are certainly starting to pick up appropriately as to where we would expect for this time of year. And we're going to continue to monitor those areas of development as we head throughout the next coming days. We'll have much more on what you can expect here locally coming up in just a little bit. Shay?
Thanks, Rebecca. More health care will soon be available here in Knox County. Coming up, how you'll be able to get some medical care at the Carm Care Center. Plus, Gatlinburg is keeping fluoride in its water supply after backlash from health officials. In about 5 minutes, we hear from a health expert about why fluoride matters for dental health.
Between Molly leaving and Mom's osteoporosis, I thought life was gonna slow down. Boy, was I wrong.
If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and are at high risk for fracture, Evenity can help you rapidly build new bone in just 12 months. Evenity is the only bone builder that also helps slow bone loss, and it's proven to significantly reduce spine fracture risk.
She said the Evenity she's taking builds new bone. Builds new bone! So yeah, we still bike, babysit, and brunch with the ladies.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness, or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Ask your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals who deserve our respect and kindness. You can make a difference today. Please go to PETA.org today and make a gift. Your kindness will change their whole world. Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals who deserve our respect and kindness. You can make a difference today. Please go to PETA.org today and make a gift. Your kindness will change their whole world.
Guys, this will change your life. Check it out. I'm always dropping stuff between the seat and center console in my car. I installed this console catcher. Takes literally 2 seconds, and nothing will fall between the cracks again. It comes in 4 different colors to match your interior: black, brown, red, and beige. Right now, it's 20% off for a pair. Get yours today.
Wrap yourself in comfort and memories with the Insta-Cozy Photo Blanket. Scan the code on your screen to order now.
Welcome back. A new partnership is trying to make healthcare more accessible for people in Knoxville. CARM and the Summit Medical Group will work together to provide care for people living near the Knox Area Rescue Ministries. The area is known as Mission District and is often where people who are unhoused find shelter or care. Emergency service provider AMR says it sent a high number of ambulances to the area for non-emergent calls, taking away resources from other areas. Now, healthcare workers will operate on site at the CARM Care Center Monday through Friday to help address some of the medical needs in that area. The clinic will provide immediate and chronic care, on-site lab testing and screening, minor procedures along with wound care and personalized care plans. There will be a physician assistant and a licensed practitioner nurse on staff.
The community came together, said, you know what, let's give them a better option. Not that the emergency rooms don't provide great care, which they do, but we want them taking care of emergency stuff and have primary care taking care of primary care related things.
The initiative is designed to serve the Mission District, but is open to everyone. Well, Gatlinburg leaders say they will continue to add fluoride to its water supply after backlash from neighbors and health experts. City leaders sent out a letter to utility customers earlier this month saying they were considering removing the mineral. Doctors say fluoride strengthens tooth enamel and can help prevent cavities. It's been added to drinking water for decades. An associate professor of chemistry at Maryville College says the mineral can have health benefits, especially for children.
In kids, your adult teeth start coming in before your baby teeth have even fallen out, and you can actually have your adult teeth come in with tons of cavities already in them. And so fluoride kind of helps protect against that as well.
A city spokesperson says after hearing feedback from customers and the health community, they've decided to keep fluoride in the water. Well, the governor is looking to crack down on products you can buy with SNAP benefits. In our next half hour, we take a look at what products will be banned.
Between Molly leaving and Mom's osteoporosis, I thought life was gonna slow down. Boy, was I wrong.
If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and are at high risk for fracture, Evenity can help you rapidly build new bone in just 12 months. Evenity is the only bone builder that also helps slow bone loss, and it's proven to significantly reduce spine fracture risk.
She said the Evenity she's taking builds new bone. Builds new bone! So yeah, we still bike. babysit, and brunch with the ladies.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness, or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Ask your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
I won't let my active psoriatic arthritis joint symptoms define me.
Emerge as you. Tremfya is proven to significantly reduce joint pain, stiffness, and swelling. Some patients even felt less fatigued.
Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and TB. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine.
Emerge as you. Ask your doctor about Tremfya.
Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals who deserve our respect and kindness. You can make a difference today. Please go to PETA.org today and make a gift. Your kindness will change their whole world.
With WBIR Plus. WBIR Plus.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for watching 10 News at Noon. I'm Shay Smith in for Brittany Bailey. Let's take a quick look outside this afternoon. This is a live look from our tower cam. It's going to be another warm day, but we could see some rain later this week. Let's check in with meteorologist Rebecca Sweet.
Thank you so much, Shay. As you head outside this afternoon, folks, we do have a lot of sunshine in the forecast. A few little fair weather clouds trying to pop up across the region. We are going to be watching the potential for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms. Certainly something we'll continue to watch for the rest of the day. Temperatures currently sitting in the middle 80s. It feels like 91, as we do have dew points sitting into the lower 70s. There's a few scattered showers and thunderstorms trying to develop in the northern half of Georgia and into parts of southwest North Carolina. Most of this precipitation is out of our area, but we're going to see. We're going to see if we can get a few of these showers to try and make their way into parts of East Tennessee. Temperatures in the 80s as you go throughout the start of the afternoon. Feels like temperatures, yeah, they are nice and warm as well. We're feeling like we're in the 90s already. Maynardville 99, Dandridge 96. It's the perfect day, if you ask me, for some ice cream, maybe a slushie, something nice and cold for you and your kiddos. We're going to continue to have much more on your Futurecast. Talk about these rain chances we'll see over the next few days coming up. Shay.
All right. Thanks, Becca. Well, it is a sad day here at WBIR and across East Tennessee. Our anchor, Emeritus Bill Williams, has died. He was 91 years old. Bill anchored countless newscasts over nearly 3 decades here at Channel 10. He pioneered the series Monday's Child, helping more than 1,000 children find a family. His reports on poverty in rural Appalachia inspired the Mission of Hope. Now that organization continues to bring Christmas gifts, school supplies, and more to hundreds and thousands of children every year. In retirement, he devoted time to his children and grandchildren and played the piano nearly every day. His legacy lives on across East Tennessee and here at WBIR. Our street, Bill Williams Avenue, bears his name. And he remained a mentor and a friend to countless journalists. In short, he was a force of nature, and of course, we love him and we will miss him. We will revisit some of his iconic stories tonight at 4, 5, and 6, and you can read about his life on WBIR.com right now, and you can watch some of his newscasts on WBIR Plus. Well, we do have some new information this afternoon after the TWRA says a Sevierville man drowned in Douglas Lake. Officers say 44-year-old Yoser Rojas Valverde went underwater Sunday afternoon and never resurfaced. Crews used a remote-operated vehicle to find his body. Divers recovered the victim yesterday morning. This marks the 17th boating-related death in Tennessee this year. And we now know the name of the woman who was killed in a motorcycle crash that closed Interstate 40 east near downtown Knoxville. Knoxville police say 44-year-old Juliana Goodman was driving a motorcycle when she went off the interstate and hit a rail. Police said she died at the scene. The crash backed up traffic past Paper Mill Drive and Weisgarber Road. Police say it's not clear why exactly she went off the road. Well, the USDA granted 6 more states waivers to prohibit SNAP benefits from being used on certain processed food and beverages. The Tennessee Governor Bill Lee says he's pursuing a waiver for SNAP benefits. Now, if granted, it would exclude soda and candy, but add hot foods like rotisserie chicken. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says SNAP is meant to provide healthy food for low-income families. But health experts say the new restrictions just create even more barriers for some families.
These restrictions, they don't solve hunger or improve health. They only limit choices for people who already face barriers.
The USDA has granted 12 states waivers to restrict SNAP benefits. As of now, that does not include Tennessee. Most focus on limiting soda, while 8 restrict candy. Experts say focusing on increasing access to grocery stores would be even more beneficial to improving health. Nearly 2,000 Kentucky driver's licenses have been revoked after allegations of a fraud scheme involving undocumented immigrants. Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear addressed the ongoing criminal investigation after a report detailed a former clerk's allegations of fraud. Beshear says the licenses were discovered during routine reviews of credential applications and were revoked in that process. A former clerk says her coworkers sold licenses to undocumented immigrants for $200. Beshear would not confirm if the revoked licenses were issued to undocumented immigrants.
But that's part of the investigation, and it's part of a criminal investigation. You know, there are a number of different reasons people might try to get fake identification, and I want to make sure I don't get in front of the Kentucky State Police in their current investigation.
The governor did confirm that employees suspected to be involved in the scheme were not state workers. He says they have since been fired. Knox County welcomed a new criminal court judge to the bench. Former Anderson County prosecutor Emily Abbott was officially sworn in. Abbott is the second woman to serve as a Knox County criminal court judge. Alana Mutnick was in the courtroom with Abbott as she took bench for the first time.
Lots of people have come up to me and said that this means something personally to them. But I, like the other judges here, male or female, have the same commitment to justice, and we're all just ready to get to work for the community.
Abbott worked about 16 years as an Anderson County prosecutor. She was also a prosecutor for 2 years in the 4th Judicial District.
You know, I've always been a participant and a litigant and a practitioner of the law. And so it's going to be interesting to kind of see how I develop into my role as a jurist.
Judge Abbott said the governor's legal counsel called her at 10:20 in the morning on Friday, and it's been a whirlwind ever since. She takes the seat of Judge Steve Sword, elevated earlier this year to the State Court of Criminal Appeals.
I've always felt that the role of the trial judge is the most important role in the criminal justice system because they are the person who's making sure that the Constitution and the laws are followed.
Abbott was one of 3 finalists for the position, and now she's officially sworn in.
This seat has been vacant since March, and Judge Kelly Thomas has been filling in, and he's done a great job, but we need somebody full-time in here, and I'm ready to get to work.
Abbott plans to start work next week. Criminal court judges oversee trials, hear misdemeanor appeals, and felony cases from lower courts. Well, let's get another check of the forecast with meteorologist Rebecca Sweet. Hey, Rebecca.
Hey there, Shay. Thank you so much. As you head outside this afternoon, we're going to continue to see a beautiful view over our Douglas Lake camera. A mixture of cloud cover and sunshine. Earlier this morning, we had a few folks out there doing a little fishing, which was really nice before the sun started to come up. A few isolated showers are in place. Most of this precipitation is in the higher elevations in North Carolina, and it's not pushing into East Tennessee just yet, but we may see a few isolated showers driven by daytime heating, a part of our forecast today. Models they're okay with it. They're not overly excited. I want to think of this as kind of a similar forecast as to what we had this last weekend, where some of those downpours that moved in, they brought in some impressive rainfall. We'll see a much better chance for some scattered showers and perhaps a few rumbles of thunder as we head throughout the day tomorrow, as we have an approaching cold front. That's going to be a part of our forecast. We'll see these showers and thunderstorms stick around as we head throughout the middle part of the work week. So basically tomorrow through Thursday, kind of tapering off as we go into your Friday, and then temperatures take a nice little cool down as we get into the weekend. I'll continue to have much more with a look at your full 7-day forecast coming up. Shay.
Football season is back in East Tennessee. Up next, we take a look at how you can get involved in this season's 10 tailgate. That's next.
Are you or a loved one between the ages of 50 to 80 years old? If you are younger than 80 years old, do you receive Social Security, disability, or Medicare? If you answered yes, you may qualify for $30,000 in funeral insurance for only pennies a day. The average funeral costs around $11,000, and Social Security only pays $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. Call now to see if you qualify for $30,000 in funeral expense coverage from Senior Legacy Life. Your rate will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and there is no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing disease or illness. Don't be a financial burden to your family. Lock in your rate by completing an application over the phone right now. Will you qualify for funeral insurance up to $30,000 for only pennies a day? Find out by calling Senior Legacy Life.
Call 1-800-700-6122 to speak with a licensed insurance agent. That's 1-800-700-6122.
You're busy. Deadlines are looming. You've got events to plan, people to impress, and a brand to elevate. With 4imprint, you get more than promo products. You get certainty. From trade shows to team milestones, 4imprint gives you personal service, design expertise, and unmatched quality. On time, every time, with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Be 4imprint certain. Visit 4imprint.com for promotional products that work as hard as you do.
4imprint, for certain.
For the everyday and for the important days, we're right there with you. For the things you love, with the people you love. For the perfect fit. For representing your team, your city, your way. For traditions, old and new. For moments, for memories, for a lifetime. Right there with you since 1947.
Well, it's football time here in Tennessee, which means our 10 tailgates will be back for high school matchups. Every week, we will showcase the game day hype at different schools across East Tennessee. And this Friday, the Alcoa Tornadoes are hosting the Maryville Rebels. We will be live with the teams starting at 4 o'clock on 10 About Town. The teams will also be competing off of the field to raise funds for Second Harvest Food Bank. This is our second year to help tackle hunger. Last year, you helped raise more than $19,000 and donated more than 6,000 pounds of food. If you would like to donate for this week's matchup, scan the QR code you see right there on your screen, and you can do so. Vol fans prepare to pay more for next year's football season. Leaders with UT Athletics say season ticket holders will see a 4% increase in total per seat. The 10% talent fee will still also apply. UT is offering a 10-month payment plan to help manage the increase in cost. Officials say this continues their efforts to support student athletes and keep top talent. And the first game is just about 2 weeks away now. Big Orange will take on Syracuse in Atlanta August 30th. Kickoff is set for that game at noon. The first game at Neyland Stadium will be September 6th against ETSU. And we are looking for the ultimate Vols fan. That could be you or someone you know. Scan the QR code on your screen and it will take you to our article where you can fill out a form to help us find. Well, in national headlines, White House officials are looking at their next steps in getting a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. Up next, a look at the latest after officials met in Washington, D.C.
Unlike other brands, Rocco & Roxy Stain and Odor Eliminator completely removes stains and odors.
Are you or a loved one between the ages of 50 to 80 years old? If you are younger than 80 years old, do you receive Social Security, disability, or Medicare? If you answered yes, you may qualify for $30,000 in funeral insurance for only pennies a day. The average funeral costs around $11,000, and Social Security only pays $255, leaving your loved ones to pay the balance. Call now to see if you qualify for $30,000 in funeral expense coverage from Senior Legacy Life. Your rate will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and there is no medical exam, even if you have a pre-existing disease or illness. Don't be a financial burden to your family. Lock in your rate by completing an application over the phone right now. Will you qualify for funeral insurance up to $30,000 for only pennies a day? Find out by calling Senior Legacy Life.
Call 1-800-700-6122 to speak with a licensed insurance agent. That's 1-800-700-6122.
Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals who deserve our respect and kindness. You can make a difference today. Please go to PETA.org today and make a gift. Your kindness will change their whole world. Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals who deserve our respect and kindness. You can make a difference today. Please go to PETA.org today and make a gift. Your kindness will change their whole world.
Good afternoon, everybody. Well, we're continuing to give you a glimpse of your 3-day forecast where we're going to continue to see temperatures staying into the 90s as we head throughout the next couple of days. Going to remain quite warm as we go into your Tuesday and Wednesday. By Thursday, we'll continue to see those showers and thunderstorms helping to cool down our temperatures just a little bit. Heat advisories in place to our west, extreme heat warnings also to our west. Some of these areas have the potential of seeing feels like temperatures ranging from 105 to 110 degrees. So it's definitely going to be a warm day here locally, but I hate to say it, it could be a little bit worse. We're going to continue to see a few showers and thunderstorms exactly where the Weather Prediction Center was highlighting. We could see the possibility for some excessive rainfall. Most of the heaviest rain will stay to our south. A few of these isolated showers and thunderstorms may continue to develop as we go into the afternoon, but the better chance for precipitation will slide in as we have a cold front that's going to be pushing in from our northwest. So more widespread showers here locally will be possible over the next few days, and then clearly we're watching what's happening with Hurricane Aaron. The outer band's going to be pushing in along the outer banks of North Carolina as we go into your Wednesday and Thursday. Definitely going to be watching some of the impacts on the United States. Thankfully not going to have a landfall with this system, but it still could wreak some havoc along the coastline. Temperatures here locally going to be dropping down into the 80s as we head throughout the end of the work week. We'll have more on Hurricane Aaron coming up in just a little bit. Shay.
Thanks, Becca. In your national headlines, officials are considering their next steps in securing a ceasefire between Russia and Ukraine. Several top European leaders joined Ukraine's president at the White House yesterday, urging President Trump to push Russia Russian President Vladimir Putin for a ceasefire and hoping to secure a commitment from the U.S. to help protect Ukraine from future attacks. Alice Barr has the latest from Washington.
After a warm meeting between President Trump and Ukrainian President Zelensky.
It's an honor to have the President of Ukraine with us.
Thank you very much for your efforts, personal efforts to stop killings and stop this war.
And a striking gathering of European powers flexing their collective muscle in Ukraine's defense.
We want a robust and long-standing peace.
President Trump posting that he called Russian President Putin and has begun arrangements for a long-sought meeting between Putin and Zelensky. President Trump caught on a hot mic telling the French president he thinks Putin wants to make a deal for him.
I think he wants to make a deal for me. You understand that, as crazy as it sounds.
President Zelensky sharing a battlefield map, pressing to ensure any peace deal protects Ukraine's territory and includes guarantees against future Russian attacks.
What security guarantees do you need from President Trump to be able to make a deal? Is it American troops, intelligence, equipment? What is it?
Everything.
President Trump saying Putin agreed to allow security guarantees, the president not ruling out that U.S. troops could join Europeans in a peacekeeping force.
When it comes to security, there's going to be a lot of help.
European allies praising the push for peace while pressing for an immediate ceasefire, something President Trump has backed off of after his Alaska summit with Putin, now arguing negotiations toward a broad peace deal can continue while the fighting rages on.
President Zelensky also shared his thanks to First Lady Melania Trump for writing a letter to Putin about the Ukrainian children abducted throughout the war. President Trump then posted that he's discussed the issues with European leaders. Several Tennessee National Guard members are now in Washington, D.C. Governors from West Virginia, South Carolina, Ohio, and Mississippi announced they are also sending out troops. This follows President Donald Trump's push to crack down on crime in the city. At least 1,000 guards were deployed from 6 different states, including Tennessee. We've reached out to our governor's office and the Tennessee National Guard to see how many troops were deployed. We're waiting to hear back. D.C. Council member Brooke Pinto says some troops will likely be armed. A Defense Department official says they haven't been asked to carry guns, but could if they do get that order. President Trump says the increase of National Guard troops is to fight crime in the nation's capital, which is at its lowest level in decades. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser pushed back on the president's decision, saying it does not make any sense.
And nobody is against focusing on driving down any level of violence. And so if this is really about immigration enforcement, I think the administration should make that plain.
Under the Home Rule Act, Trump has the power to federalize D.C. police workers for 30 days. Trump says he plans to ask Congress for a long-term extension, but that would need support from Democrats to pass. The Justice Department could hand out documents in the Jeffrey Epstein case this week to Congress. This comes after the committee subpoenaed the department and set a deadline for August 19th, which is today. The panel also subpoenaed 10 witnesses to testify on the case. House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer says his panel should start receiving documents this Friday. This week, people honored police officers who were killed in Utah. The community held a procession yesterday morning and lined the streets while holding flags. Sergeant Lee Sorensen and Officer Eric Estrada responded to a home on Sunday night after someone called 911 multiple times before hanging up. As an officer was speaking with the person who called for help outside of the home, a man with a gun came outside and shot and killed those 2 officers. A 3rd officer and a K-9 were also shot but survived. Bystanders convinced the suspected shooter to put down his weapon. The shooter is facing aggravated murder charges. Now let's turn back to the weather and get a check of the forecast. Meteorologist Rebecca Sweet joining us now for a look.
Thank you so much, Shay. Well, we're continuing to track Hurricane Erin again as of this hour. We're watching Hurricane Erin as a Category 2. We actually had some dry air that moved into this storm, and so it helped it weaken just a little bit. It is forecast to make its way right along the coastline of the United States. Thankfully, we're not going to be seeing a direct hit, but still the impacts are going to be felt, especially into the Outer Banks of North Carolina, where we've had some of those mandatory evacuations that have been put in place. As for what's happening in the tropics, we're getting closer to the peak of hurricane season. We do have a 60% chance of development within the next 7 days. That's going to be for the orange blob that we have, and then also the yellow area that we're watching. This has a 30% of development within the next 7 days, and it was brought to my attention by some other people. We're getting close to Labor Day. A lot of people probably planning maybe perhaps some vacations. So you will want to keep this in mind with any long range forecasts. If you're planning to go to the beach, don't cancel those trips just yet, but just know that we could be seeing potentially some systems to keep an eye out for. The peak of the hurricane season is September 10th, so we are getting that much closer to the peak of the hurricane season. And being the almost middle part of August, it certainly feels like every ounce of it. Transitioning back to us here a little bit closer to home, it's a big game for the Smokies tonight. They are back at home as they are taking on the Montgomery Bay Biscuits. Temperatures will feel like every ounce of August. We're going to start off with temps in the 90s at the game, dropping down into the 60s and 70s by the end of the game. And just a reminder, we're the official weather for the Smokies, so you can always count on us when it comes to the possibility for some of those rain chances. Shay?
All right. Thanks, Becca. Well, One Singer is launching a new series set to debut tonight. Up next, a look at Kelly Clarkson's newest venture.
Unlike other brands, Rocco & Roxy Stain and Odor Eliminator completely removes stains and odors.
Hello, Mrs. Harris. Has anything changed? Address, insurance?
Actually, yes. I recently moved, so I figured it was the right time to do a Medicare benefit checkup and get a new Medicare Advantage plan before scheduling my next visit here.
I just turned 65 and only have Original Medicare. I've been meaning to call.
Original Medicare doesn't cover everything. You may be eligible for a Medicare Advantage plan that includes all the benefits of Original Medicare and includes additional benefits you may need.
You know, you're right. Maybe I should call for a checkup of my own.
If you are new to Medicare, moving, or losing coverage, call the number on your screen and give them your zip code. They can help compare Medicare Advantage plans available in your area. Medicare Advantage plans may be available with low or $0 monthly premiums. Don't miss out on a plan with important benefits that you need. Call to explore Medicare Advantage plans from Humana, United Healthcare, Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, Aetna, Cigna Healthcare, WellCare, or Kaiser Permanente. Medicare Advantage plans may be available in your area that include dental, vision, hearing, prescription drug coverage, or an over-the-counter allowance. If you are new to Medicare, recently moved, or lost coverage, call for your free, no-obligation 2025 Medicare benefit checkup today.
Call 800-831-9116. That's 800-831-9116. 800-831-9116.
Unlike other brands,
don't worry, buddy.
Rocco & Roxy Stain and Odor Eliminator completely removes stains and odors and is specifically formulated to tackle pet accidents. Our professional strength bioenzymatic formula uses probiotics and our unique odor counteractant to eliminate organic messes at the source, which means when accidents do happen, no one has to feel guilty for long. With Rocco & Roxy Stain and Odor Eliminator, it's like it never happened.
For the everyday and for the important days, we're right there with you. For the things you love, with the people you love. For the perfect fit. For representing your team, your city, your way. For traditions, old and new. For moments, for memories, for a lifetime. Right there with you since 1947.
Tonight you can catch Kelly Clarkson's new series, Songs and Stories. Here's a look at what to expect.
Welcome to Songs and Stories with some of your favorite artists. The queen of Latin pop, Gloria Estefan, Teddy Swims, Lizzo. Please welcome Nick, Joe, and Kevin, also known to you as Jonas Brothers. There's a story behind every song.
There's this thing about music that there's certain memories, maybe a time period in your life that song really means.
For us, it was important to make a point there with the music and just celebrate.
We're so grateful that we get to be a part of the fabric of people's lives by way of the stories we're telling with our music.
I think it brings the music more heart when I put more of myself into it, into the production and into the actual
You know
beat.
why? Because it's authentic.
I love you.
I love our chemistry. This is the coolest thing ever.
Oh my God.
I love singing with you.
Now the show is set to premiere tonight at 10 o'clock on NBC after America's Got Talent. Well, before we head out, let's take one last check of the weather. Still going to be warm and muggy and humid.
Yes, it is. It's going to be a very warm and humid day across East Tennessee. Here's a glimpse over downtown Knoxville, where we still have some of those fair weather clouds continuing to develop. Temperatures already feeling like we're in the middle 90s. We'll hold on to a rather hot day today. Heat index values into the upper 90s to near triple digits. Showers and thunderstorms will become a bigger part of our forecast starting tomorrow. The weekend not looking too bad, Shay. Nice to see some of those cooler temperatures.
All right. Thanks, Becca. Thank you all so much for watching. Join us for 10 About Town at 4 o'clock. Have a great day, everyone.
Unlike other brands, Rocco and
So right when I thought Mom would start taking it easy with her osteoporosis, boom, we moved to this cool new place in the city.
If you have postmenopausal osteoporosis and are at high risk for fracture, Evenity can help you rapidly build new bone in just 12 months. Evenity is the only bone builder that also helps slow bone loss, and it's proven to significantly reduce spine fracture risk.
I knew she started taking Evenity, but she told her friend it builds new bone. Builds new bone! So yeah, we get out, we explore, and do whatever that thing is on the floor.
Evenity can increase risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from a heart problem. Tell your doctor if you have had a heart attack or stroke. Do not take Evenity if you have low blood calcium or are allergic to it, as serious events have occurred with Evenity. Signs include rash, hives, swelling of the face or throat, which may cause difficulty in swallowing or breathing, muscle spasms or cramps, numbness, or tingling. Tell your doctor about severe jawbone problems, as they have been reported with Evenity. Report hip, groin, or thigh pain. Unusual thigh bone fractures have occurred with Evenity. Ask your doctor about building new bone with Evenity.
Right now, animals are being mistreated and abused in countless ways. Cruelty, fear, and suffering is all that they know. They are individuals
In bits.